Hello and welcome to Campus to Community, the Columbia Basin College news magazine to keep you informed of what's happening at CBC and how we might better serve you. On our show today, we'll be talking about the CBC Worker Retraining Program. Spring quarter's coming up and there's still plenty of assistance available. We'll be speaking with Director Deborah Brown and one of our former students in that Worker Retraining Program, Emmy, Sauceda. And first of all, however, we're going to talk about Healthcare Central Services Technology. It's a brand new program starting spring quarter, and to discuss it with us is the director and professor of that program, Doug Hughes. And before we get started, congratulations are in order, as Doug has been recently named one of the top 15 surgical technology professors in the United States. So
yes,
congrats,
thank
Doug.
you very much. I appreciate that.
First of all, tell us on this new program, Healthcare Central Services Technology, what is it?
Well, essentially, a Healthcare Central Service Technician is a professional that works kind of in a quasi-infection control capacity, and they are in the Central Services Department of the hospital, which is really the hub of the facility. They do medical equipment processing, sterilization of medical equipment. They handle, maintain, repair, replace all of the surgical instrumentation trays that are used in the operating room. So looking for folks that are interested in a field in infection prevention and surgical instrument supply chain management.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about the need for these technicians locally.
So in 2012, the Bureau of Labor Statistics reported that there were approximately 1,700 what they call medical equipment preparers, which includes sterile processing technicians and central service technicians in the state of Washington. And through 2022, they're expecting an increase of 19%. So pretty significant job growth in the state. So how long for a person getting into this program until they can get certificated? So right now, the new program at CBC, we're going to be offering it over 2 quarters. So we're looking at a 6-month course of study that will lead to a certificate in central service technology. So could central service technology also be a stepping stone to other healthcare careers? Absolutely. If you are really interested in the profession and you tend to do well with the complexities of sterilization and infection control, there's a lot of possibilities to stay in that field. But if you want to use it as a stepping stone to another career, surgical technology, nursing, community health, and infection prevention would be excellent choices. All right, so it's brand new. How do we learn more about this program? And check us out on the website at columbiabasin.edu/HCST. Oh, fantastic. So how many positions are available per class? 15 is what we're looking at for a target for this first cohort coming out of the gate. Okay, so it's not a huge field at all that you can accommodate. Right. Yeah, so there is an application online at the website, again, columbiabasin.edu/HCST, and we'll be accepting those applications through March 25th. All right, fantastic. And thanks for being with us. Good luck with the new program and congratulations on the award. Thank you very much. Coming up, are you unemployed or maybe even working but not making nearly as much money as you were in a previous job before being laid off? Well, we'll talk about that and the CBC Worker Training Program and how they link together coming up right after this.
Immediately started to see ways that I can improve our company to better manage projects and to ask better questions and to get better information. Do you think all project managers should just take this? In a way, anybody who works on any project should really have project management experience. It would really help if everybody understood the concepts and principles.
And welcome back. Now, Worker Retraining Program at Columbia Basin College has been there for quite some time, and it helps people who are unemployed, displaced homemakers, get trained for new jobs and careers. And with us to discuss that today is the Director of Worker Retraining at Columbia Basin College, Deborah Brown. Deborah, welcome.
Thank you.
For those that aren't familiar, what is worker retraining?
Well, worker retraining is a really good, wonderful, in fact, grant from the state of Washington that allows us to help people get started in a training program at Columbia Basin College. So we are able to pay for tuition, provide book assistance, we provide academic advising and registration, career counseling, and just general support to the student as they process through and go through their academic career.
So you have financial assistance for tuition?
That's correct. We paid the first quarter to get students started. We also help them apply for financial aid. We refer them to the dislocated worker program, so we provide wraparound services and help them find other assistance when we are no longer able to financially help them.
Now, what are the programs that worker retraining helps them get into? What's available to them?
Well, we have lots of vocational programs at CBC. Our grant is specifically for vocational training. Everything from accounting and business to computer science, which is a really hot field right now. Good wages can be had in that program. We refer students and help students in the project management program. We have an engineering program at CBC, as well as automotive and welding, manufacturing. Any vocational program just about that CBC offers worker retraining is allowed to help the student with.
And who is eligible for worker retraining is the big question.
Well, you know, it's almost impossible not to qualify anymore, so let me just give you a little list. So we help people that are on Washington state unemployment. We can actually help people that are getting unemployment from other states as long as they're a Washington state resident. We help them if they've exhausted unemployment within the last 2 years. We have a displaced homemaker program, and that's for people that have been supported by a family member and are no longer being supported by that member. They can't have worked outside the home in the last 2 years, but we do have lots of displaced homemakers in our program. We also help veterans who are either now currently serving in the armed services and are going to be discharged within the next 18 months, or also if they've been honorably discharged within the last 2 years.
Okay, and there's a brand new program now that you've got going called Stopgap. What's that?
That is a fabulous program. So what that program is for people who were working in an industry, making a livable wage, have found themselves unemployed, so they're not necessarily on unemployment. They've taken a stopgap job. It's typically a temporary job. The definition of it for our program is that they're making at least 20% less than they did in their customary job. Mm-hmm. So it's a wonderful new expansion to our program. We're just trying to get the word out. We really want people to call and check about that opportunity. We think a lot of students will qualify. And of course,
there's assistance available for spring quarter, correct?
Absolutely. Spring quarter starts April 6th, and we're enrolling right now, so we have funding, and we'd like to help as many people as we can.
Do you have a cap or anything like that as far as the number of potential students that you could enroll?
We do not. We actually have funding available. We keep funding in reserve to move into our financial aid pocket if we need to, and so we are able to help anybody pretty much that walks through the door right now.
Fantastic. Thanks, Deborah.
Thank you, Frank.
Worker retraining at Columbia Basin College, and we'll be back to talk with one of those success stories from the worker retraining program right after this.
Where can you see stunning views of stars, galaxies, and other wonders of the universe? Visit the Bechtel National Planetarium at Columbia Basin College. Take a guided tour of the night sky under a spectacular dome in the Community Enrichment Foundation Theater, where you can learn about phases of the moon, planets, constellations, and other fascinating objects in deep space. Science and educational films for a variety of age groups are also displayed on the planetarium dome. Look up into the night sky. Learn more about our universe.
And welcome back. Worker retraining is part of our program today, and with us right now is a person who's been through that program and is now out working in the field, and that is Emmy Sauceda. Welcome to the show.
Thank
and
you.
First of all, How did you get into worker retraining?
Well, in 2013, I was laid off of my job, and I enrolled in a program at the WorkSource. At their orientation, they provided me some information about getting started back in schools, which was the worker retraining program.
So was it difficult or easy to get assistance from worker retraining?
It was really easy. I called them, and they were able to get me in the very next day, and they assisted me with a plan to continue my education and get my degree in a very reasonable amount of time. So, and they were very friendly, very helpful, and so it was extremely easy.
So how, in specifics, did worker retraining help you?
Once I got there, they signed me up and paid for my first quarter tuition and books. They also paid for my registration and my compass testing, so all those fees to sign up for college were taken care of. Throughout the program, they were able to loan me books as from their library, so that was also a cost that I didn't have to incur every quarter. And throughout my training, which was about 1.5 years, they assisted me with making sure every quarter signing me up for classes and making sure that I was on track to graduate in a reasonable amount of time.
So what degree did you get, and did that help you in getting a living wage job?
Yes, I received my associate's degree in business administration, and I had tons of experience before, but I believe with my degree, the jobs that I started applying for, I got a lot more responses than I did in the past. And I just recently secured a great position at a local engineering firm here in Richland. So I'm excited for that. And their wages are extremely competitive with the area. So I believe it assisted me greatly.
Fantastic. So what would you advise someone about worker retraining who may be laid off at this time?
Give them a call, because if they cannot assist you, they will point you in other resources that could possibly help you get started. Everybody's extremely friendly in there. You know, all they want to do is, you know, help students get the education that they deserve, and they have plenty of funds. So don't be afraid. You know, there's no hidden costs or fees with it. It's totally a great program, and I would encourage anybody to get a hold of them.
I don't know your specific situation, but a lot of people who are laid off really are depressed and wondering, you know, exactly where to turn and so forth. But was that your situation, or you just heard of worker retraining? And
yeah, it was. I mean, I had worked since I was 14, so it had been, you know, quite a few years, and that was the first time I had never not worked. So it was scary to get started back in school. But I had started my education back in 2001, and I knew I wanted to show my children that that one, education was important, and that you could continue and complete it at any age. So yeah, it was the best decision I made for myself and also for my kids.
Well, we're proud to have had you at CBC.
Thank
Congratulations,
you.
Emmy.
Thank you very much.
And that's going to do it for Campus to Community. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.